Good morning, Gills fans, and welcome back to the Gills in the Blood YouTube channel. I've got Boz with me this morning, off the back of a night shift, looking
pretty
like he's a season ticket holder at Gillingham. Purpose of this morning is to have a look back at the weekend, the Port Vale draw, what went right, what went wrong, how we move forward. And then we'll have a look ahead to tomorrow's game against Chesterfield. First things first, we've got a couple of the local papers and the Football League paper as well. And they all run with pretty much the same sort of story. Football League paper, Gills get out of jail, but AD still fumes. Pretty much sums up, I think, what everyone was thinking at the weekend. It wasn't good enough. The Medway Messenger runs on the back page, AD, we're not silly. The gaffer is very aware, despite initial hopes of a playoff charge when he came in, that we're very much in a relegation battle. And I think the headline inside sums it up. Woeful Gills salvage late point. It wasn't good enough, was it, mate?
Salvage, undeservedly scraped, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think we looked at the stats afterwards, I think, and plenty of people have picked up it on social media, and it said that we had 4 shots on target.
We made 2, I think, on the way home, didn't we?
I think it was that. We had, or was it even 2 on target?
No, I don't think it was. I think
Jets that went wide, Parker's went in.
I suppose you had Donnelly running.
Just looking at the highlights, Donnelly had one first half that Cody nearly got on the end of, but that was it. If he was a Port Vale fan, he was definitely going home disappointed and looking at it as 2 points dropped rather than 1 gained. In terms of player performances, we did some player ratings after the game, which I think Boz has got. I don't think anyone
very similar to what's in the paper.
Higher than 6.5, really. Looking at the Medway Messenger ratings, I think Deji was the only one that come out of it with any credit. He got a 7 out of 10. The other end of the scale, Ryan Jackson,
cool.
who, for me, put in one of the worst right-back performances in living memory. He got a 4 out of 10 and deservedly so. But in between that, there weren't a lot that was any better, really. One thing I wanted to touch on with you, mate, and I don't know what you think about it, is I tweeted yesterday, was people having a pop at AD and his substitutions. Now, I couldn't understand that because we've spent the last 3, 4, 5, whatever months watching Justin Edinburgh stand, arms folded, and we're losing games, and he brings on strikers with, like you say, 5 minutes to go and thinks they're going to rescue stuff for us or win us football matches. That doesn't happen all the time. You have to give people 20 minutes, half hour to try and get into a game and give them a chance. So from that point of view, I thought AD's changes were brilliant. In terms of the 3 that come off, I think we spoke about afterwards.
I think initially I was a bit...
I think the Cody one, because...
It just seemed a little bit early.
Cody's Cody, isn't he? So you know he's always got a goal in him. But he wasn't playing.
Like you say, they were attacking changes, so...
And 2 have combined for the goal. I don't think you can argue with that. I know... And I still agree that Jet is frustrating and he spends a lot of time hands in the air, sitting down, moaning. But you only have to look at his cross for the equaliser. And he puts it smack bang in the right place, and Parker has an easy task of just heading it into the top corner of Josh Parker. I thought he was bright when he came on. I thought we wanted to get him behind. He was trying to hold it up and link play, and I think the goal will do him a world of good.
Yeah, he's not a rocket. He's probably not going to get you 20 goals, but he'll put a shift in and he'll bring others into play. He's very good with his back to goal. Yeah,
and I think if he does play up, if we go down the route of, which is another thing that's been spoken about, and we might touch on it later, is at home, do we go 2 up top? Could he play alongside Cody and stretch teams and then create more space for maybe Cody to get more goals? Cody said in the match day programme on Saturday, I read that he's not happy with his goal return so far. But at the same time, he's having to play a completely new role and try and learn a new role at 30 years of age, and that can't be easy.
He's almost doing a job of 2 people, so he's used to having that partner, whether it be Akinfenwa or
Burton,
whoever.
Season Kedwell, as recently as 2 seasons ago, John Marquis came in and they hit it off straight away. So it doesn't even have to be a giant alongside him in the Bayo sort of mould. It could just be someone else who just creates space and stretches teams, and then Cody gets in the little pockets of space, and then we're looking at him maybe scoring more regularly. Regarding the performance, though, there's not a lot more to say.
I've never been at a game when a 95th minute goal's been scored and there was the celebration. It didn't erupt.
It was just relief.
It was almost sarcastic.
It was relief, and like you say, we've got to celebrate because we've scored a goal here and we've not lost a football match.
Almost felt bad for celebrating.
Yeah, I'm not going to go as far as saying I feel sorry for Port Vale because
you've got to take your
they
chances.
switched off like we switched off for the goal. But yeah, you'd have the ump, wouldn't you, if it was the other way around? Not a lot more to say, to be honest. It was not clever. The only positive was we rescued a point. But Port Vale is now gone. We can't change it as long as we can learn from it. And we now look ahead to tomorrow night and we host Chesterfield, another team coming to Priestfield in a relegation scrap like ourselves. They're not in good form. We're not in good form. I don't think it's going to be pretty again, is it, mate? I think it's going to be another scrap on a bobbly pitch. Two teams low on confidence.
Low on quality.
Low on quality at the moment, unfortunately, and low on everything. Just having a look at the form, they turn up in a similar situation to the team that turned up on Saturday, Port Vale. They've not won away for ages. I think the last team they won against on the road was MK Dons, 1-0, the same as Port Vale. But since then they've lost 5 on the bounce, and they've lost heavily as well. Peterborough put 5 past them and Rochdale 3. And I think they've conceded 16 in the last 5 that they've lost. So it's going to be turgid, I think. We've not won a game at all now since middle of December. MK Dons again, 1-0 again. There's lots of similarities. And looking at the form generally, not just them away from home or us at home, the last 5 games we've looked at, I think, haven't we? Since AD obviously arrived at us, we've both got 4 points from 15 available. We've obviously lost at Oldham and then drawn 4 on the bounce, picked up good away points, but flattered to deceive at home. And I think they've won 1, drawn 1 and lost the rest.
They're not scoring many either.
They beat Coventry, who we visit on Saturday. And they had another draw, I think, against Wimbledon, who come to town next week. So again, there's lots of similarities. Their most recent game was Saturday and they lost 3-1 to Northampton, who are now in under the stewardship of our old friend Justin, who seems to have picked them up a little. But what do you think for tomorrow, mate?
I keep saying it, but I just think it's going to be another draw. I think it's got 1 written all over it.
I know it's a cliche, but I think first goal could be huge, couldn't it?
We've got to start there.
We've got to get on the front foot. I know we touched on it a little while ago and we said we'd mention it, so let's do that. Social media was rife over the weekend with we've got to go 2 up top at home. Do we go to the diamond so that we can accommodate Bradley Dack still, or do we go to a flat 4, 2 centre midfielders, 2 out-and-out wingers and 2 strikers? I think I'm running a little survey at the moment, and I think the majority, about 45% are saying we cannot drop Bradley Dack because he's our best player. And in fairness, you can't argue with that as he's getting there. He's not the player he was last season by any means, but in the last 2 home games that we've seen,
there's a couple of moments
he's trying to get on the ball and he wants to try and make things happen. He needs a goal, like we need a win, just something to go in off of something so that the confidence comes flooding back, hopefully. I think if we play a flat 4, he doesn't play. As much as I said Saturday, it was all right in playing as a central midfielder in a 4 with Josh Wright when we're chasing the game, because obviously shape goes slightly, but I think it would be a risk from the start. I don't know what you think on it, mate.
I think if you're going to play with Diamond, under Justin, you're guaranteed it'd be Josh Wright who's had criticism in that position. Now maybe you'd stick Burning. I like Josh Wright, but he's missed Aaron Morris this year, as we all have.
Aaron Morris, everyone keeps saying it. If you wanted to play a flat 4, you could play Aaron Morris and 1. or if you wanted to play the diamond, you'd play Aaron Morris at the base, Daki at the point, and then...
As good as Josh is, he's not your ball winner at the
Well, I think we said
time, I don't
last
think.
week, or I mentioned, he's not a out-and-out holder, is he? I think he's trying to do a role that he's almost been pigeonholed because we haven't got one in there.
Yeah.
So again, that comes back to recruitment and stuff like that. Come back, Aaron. So if you was AD Pennock, Boz, and you've just watched the training session this morning, your team sheet for tomorrow, go.
I wouldn't have Jackson in, no way. Awful on Saturday.
So would we go Nelson in goal?
Wagstaff at the right back, I think.
I think that might be a case, but then you don't want to. But also you don't want to lose him. So would you go Wagstaff right back then?
Yeah.
I think we get Deji back in the middle. So I go Deji, Max.
So. Yeah.
Garmston, if he's fit now, he's got to start.
Yeah.
Let's get on the front foot. Is there a case then for Hess was poor at the weekend and apparently weren't great in one of the away games? I can only go on what we're reading on social media with that. Maybe try Hurt in the middle. There's talk of him. He could be the defensive middle. So would we go?
He's doing the Jack Rodwell role of not winning a game yet.
That's the big concern. Is we've not won a game when he started for us, as solid as he's been, and he was at fault for the goal Saturday. Unfortunately, we just watched the highlights back.
We went Tuesday and we thought Mark Byrne looked decent in that role.
Yeah, he was all right there, but that was in a flat 4, I think, wasn't it? Rather than it wasn't a 2-3-1. It was, well, it's not 2-3-1. So we play a 4-4-1-1. So it has to be 2 in the middle. Him and it was Paddy, I think, wasn't it? Obviously, everyone knows my opinions on Emmanuel Osadebe due to the end of last year. But is there a case for maybe him coming back into the fold? Does he offer us more energy, more legs?
That's probably the only good thing I can say about Paddy.
In as much as the others are all the same.
Yeah.
Oldacre, Josh Wright, Billy Knott when he was here.
Oldacre gone? There's another
So
one.
he seems to have disappeared. He must be completely out of favour. I've not heard any reports of an injury. So right, so we go Nelson, Wagstaff, Deji, Max, Garmston at left back.
Yeah.
Hurd right in the middle. Drop Hesse to the bench.
Then on the right.
We haven't got a left winger yet because I don't think Martin has started. So I think we persist with Donnelly out there for now.
It wasn't awful.
He wasn't awful.
Saturday.
He
First
faded
half,
badly
yeah,
second half.
Was good. Second
but
half, he faded.
I don't think he's warranted enough to be dropped.
No, you've got to give him a run now.
So if Wagstaff's playing right back, does List come back in? I can't see Jet starting there, to be honest.
Yeah, again, going back to we liked what we see List defensively. So him and Wagstaff, maybe that would work. If one's going, one stays.
So
Jet doesn't offer enough defensively to play in that role.
No, you're effectively carrying him on when you're running back towards your own goal.
Exposed, yeah.
So we go List on the right.
Yeah.
And then what you going? You going 4-4-1-1 or 4-4-2?
That's for Diamond again, isn't it? No, we're not having a Diamond. No, right and Hurd. So Dak. Depends if Parker can last, really.
It's tricky, and it's really tricky. We have got options. That's the thing. As bad as we've been. So yeah, we can't pick a team. I think to finish up, I'm going to do my prediction, and I'm going to go. I'm always positive, you know that. Borderline optimistic, borderline stupid, maybe some might say. A nervy, scrappy, hard fought, ugly 2-1 Gillingham win. I'm not predicting the goal scorers. We'll see you all tomorrow. And before we go, obviously, up the Gills.